3 game devs drinking good Arab tea, 2 game devs drinking good Arab tea. My name is Rami Ismail, your host for this episode.
And I'm Osama, your co-host for this episode.
It is episode 76/77. We're just going to pretend 76 it happened.
Sure. I mean, we could just make this one 76, and the next one could be 77.
Well, what if this one is just 77?
What if we just took a pause in between, and this one is both?
This one is just 76 and 77.
Yeah, that I like.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. I'll put it in the show notes.
That works for me. 2 and 1. One for each of us.
Just done.
We could just switch hosts halfway through.
Yes. I'll play the intro again.
Yes. Sadly, Fauzi could not join us this week. Otherwise, we might have been able to have 3 episodes. But right now, you'll have to settle for 2 and 1.
Just 2. Oh, God. Yeah, no, last week got a little crazy, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. We just could not find a 1 hour slot where all 3 of us were available. It was impossible.
Yep. It just didn't work.
No. So what were you up to? Why were you so busy?
I was, oh God, I was up to a lot. So I was visiting, I had a visitor from abroad.
Nice.
My girlfriend was visiting. And then on top of that, there was just a lot going on. Work was a little intense. One of the games that I'm consultant producing on is going for pitching.
Ooh.
So we did a lot of pitch preparation, beautiful pitch deck, really happy with it.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, and I was sort of like training the creative director on that team to do the pitch. So that's cool. And then on top of that, my aviation stuff is really accelerating.
Is it taking off?
Oh my God. And this was another episode of the Habibis.
All right, episode 77.
Here we go. Osama, you're the host now. Here we go. It's all you, buddy. You got this.
That joke really landed, didn't it?
Oh my God. Okay, I'm playing the outro. I'm going. I wish I could say I could go home, but I'm not even home. I'm in Pisa, in Italy.
That was worth it.
It'd be a bit of a trip. Was it? Was it really?
Oh yes, absolutely. No regrets.
Okay.
So,
well, after this turbulent start to the episode, maybe we can.
Where did you say you were?
I'm in Pisa, in Italy.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Oh, Rami, stop setting me up, please.
I'm just not going to speak again. I'm done. I'm scared now.
All right. How's Italy? I haven't been in forever.
It's warm. It's 35 degrees, but it has a really good Mediterranean sun.
Oh, nice.
So that's super good. Like, there's that soft sense of like the sun hitting your skin.
Yes. Is it a humid heat or is it like a dry heat?
No, it's pretty dry.
Okay,
it's pretty dry.
So you can escape it.
We're right off the sea, but it's somehow it's not as humid as it would be in the Netherlands. So it's nice. I'm really digging it.
I'm super happy for you.
Yeah, it's nice. I have a bit of a schedule when it comes to travel. I'm here now. Then I'm going to be in Brighton for Develop, which is one of the larger games conferences.
Yeah, I was actually invited. I was going to go, and I had a conflict. Yeah, so I couldn't go. I'm actually taking my family to a chalet, and it overlapped. So, like, we had already booked before, and so I couldn't cancel.
I mean, it's definitely the better choice to take your family to a chalet.
Absolutely. Actually, that's why my week has been really bonkers. Last week, my sister-in-law was renovating her home and asked us to take her kids. So my nieces and nephew. So we had a lot of kids at our house, and that's extra work. A lot of extra work.
I was about to say, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it was like an army of kids all the time and all their demands. And so my schedule was eaten up by that completely. Plus, this week, As we're recording this, I'm wrapping up work, so I could take the rest of the week off and go to the chalet literally tomorrow morning. And I had to do all the extra prep that you do when you're about to go on vacation at work. Like dotting
Right.
all the I's and crossing the T's and writing out docs so people know what to do while you're gone, that kind of stuff. So my week last week was out of this world busy, and then this week is going to be like non-existent. Literally, we are unsure if we're going to have either phone or internet reception in the cabin because
That sounds
we
great.
asked the chalet people and they're like, we don't know, which is, I guess, a no. I
Yeah, that's a
I
no.
guess it's a no. I don't know. They're like, try it when
I'm
you get
pretty
there.
sure that's a
So
no.
I'm probably going to be off the grid for the next 5 days. If you try to contact me,
Nice.
Rami, like, good luck.
I I won't. You're in a chalet with the family.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna even close to try to contact you. I'm just gonna let you do your thing.
Yeah, so I won't really have
Habibis
anything.
Habibis can wait.
I mean, assuming I'm back in time for the next recording, I don't know if I'm going to have much to talk about other than I saw a tree and I went canoeing. So it'll be a
A
little bit of an
tree?
update.
Gosh, I never see trees.
There's going to be a bunch of them, I bet.
Wow.
Yeah. I did play some games and do some things last week, though.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. How about you kick off with that, and then we'll wrap back to my stories.
Of course. Well, technically, this is over the last 2 weeks since this is a episode.
No, no, no. This episode is only for 1 week. We never missed an
Of
episode.
course, of course. Um, so I watched a game and I played a movie. Do you want to hear about them?
You played. Okay, so you played that Stranding then.
All right, you are a genius or a psychic.
I mean, that's the only game that recently has come out that I would describe that way. So
So yeah, okay. So we'll start with the play a movie. I
okay,
Death Stranding came out. I looked at it. Not
a, a
This is
while
going to
ago.
be blasphemy, but
Okay,
I'm not a huge Kojima fan. I think he did
I
some
mean,
really genius mechanical things in the Metal Gear days.
right,
But I think I find personally I don't like his storytelling. Um,
right. I mean, same. I like Metal Gear Solid One a lot,
yes,
but after that, not that much.
not that much. And so when Death Stranding was announced and I saw trailers for it, it weirded me out and I wasn't interested. But a friend who
Fair.
loved it bought me a copy because she insisted that I absolutely had to play this game. So I gave it a little bit of a shot. I want to say I played for 3 hours, but honestly, I think I played for 15 minutes during the 3 hours that I had the game on because it was almost
Hmm.
entirely cutscenes, as you know. And the game amounted to me walking from one cutscene to the next badly, tripping over little pieces of rock.
Hmm.
It didn't appeal to me except for one thing. I really loved the music that played while I walked from one cutscene to the next.
Right.
I thought that feeling of walking while music is playing would have been good if I didn't have to be careful and not trip on a rock. So walking simulator didn't appeal to me, and honestly, I abandoned it after 3 hours, and I felt bad about that. So recently, I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it another try. So recently, as in 2 weeks ago, I picked up the director's cut.
1 week ago, you mean?
Yes, I'm sorry, 1 week ago. What am I
One
talking about? We're
one
not
week
time
ago.
travelers
Yep.
here.
Yep. Yep.
I picked up the director's cut, thinking maybe this is a better version. And I replayed
Hmm.
almost to the exact same point as I played last time, and I don't have any urge to go back at all. So my
Right.
question to you, Rami, is if I've played only the first 3 hours and I rolled my eyes at every story cutscene, didn't enjoy the walking from one checkpoint to another, is there a point to continue beyond the first 3 hours?
Yeah. And I don't say this lightly because I'm very similar to you. I'm not a huge Kojima fan. I actually think most of the story of Death Stranding is not good.
Yeah.
Um, but mechanically, the game evolves really, really nicely.
Okay.
And in a very measured way. It's just the intro is really painful.
Mm.
Um, Do you mind minor spoilers, mechanical
No,
spoilers?
I don't.
Okay. So the point of Death Stranding is that the first part of the game is incredibly painful to play, specifically for the reason that then as the game progresses and you get the abilities and you connect with other players, they can make it easier.
Hmm.
So the entire point of that intro sequence you've played, you're probably at the ship.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that's where most people bounce. Um, right after that is where the game sort of like starts to actually open up.
Okay.
So, um, will you enjoy it at that point? I'm not sure. Does it get more interesting? Absolutely.
Okay.
So I would recommend you give it another tiny push
Okay.
and play for like 3 to 5 more hours.
Okay. That's fair. That's a good
If you still
compromise.
don't like it, خلاص, you know, turn the disc into a coaster for drinks or
The
something.
digital disc
Uh,
into a digital coaster, aka an NFT, right?
yes, make NFTs out of your disc. That's exactly what I'm saying. Um, did you see that NFT console
I
that got
did see
announced?
it.
Oh
Oh my god!
no,
It's you said that came out that got announced, right? Because like nothing.
that came.
It's
Yeah, that got
nothing.
announced.
It's
Nothing
nothing.
is coming out.
It's not even a 3D printed thing. It's a
Mm-hmm.
like concept art thing.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
nothing is ever going to release.
with things that they like they use the touch sense that's a trademark of Apple, I'm sure without permission, and
Mm-hmm.
they are promising 8K 120 FPS, and there's no room for a graphics card in that little tiny box.
Yep.
It's like, hey, we don't know how to make a console, pre-order ours and hopefully something will come
Yep.
out of it. It is such a
Yep.
scam if I've ever seen one. And I don't know if it's
100%
like
scam.
the most generous thing I could say about it is it may not be a deliberate scam. They might actually believe that they could deliver on it. I don't believe that, but that's like the nicest possible thing I could say about it.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Looks terrible. Anyway, I'm just shocked that you can buy a physical thing from an NFT company.
Well, right
Things are
now it's
wild.
just a picture, and they're trying to. Did you
Right.
see read about their monetization and how it works?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's the thing of nightmares. It's like, hey, how
Yep.
about you buy a worse thing than you already have that makes it really hard to do anything? You have to jump through
Yep.
hoops, and everything is obfuscated. It is. Oh, I
It,
don't know.
it is beautifully awful.
It is. It is. I cannot wait for this Web3 trend to die. I just cannot.
Yep.
I cannot.
Yep. Yep. Would be nice. Would be
Yeah.
nice. Speaking of games, I played a video game.
What'd you play?
I played Mario Strikers.
Oh, cool. Wait, didn't we already talk about Mario Strikers already?
I played a lot more Mario Strikers.
Yeah, it's still on my list. Are you liking it more?
Um, I think I think I would have liked it even more if there was more to do,
I see.
but the game is actually kind of surprisingly solid.
Are you playing it
Um,
alone? Like a story mode
yeah,
type
just
thing?
some multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's not really a story mode. I
Oh,
mean, there's like cups, like Mario Kart.
I see. Okay.
So you basically do all the cups, and then when you're done, the game goes like, "Wow, credits! Now played the same thing again, but on hard mode."
And how do the cups differ from one from the other?
Each cup has a sort of like specialty that the teams are leaning towards. So there's a trick cup, there's a muscle cup,
Hmm.
there's a turbo cup, and it just means that the teams are more likely to use specific
I
abilities.
see. Okay, that's cool.
So in the speed cup, they'll move fast. In the trick cup, they'll do tricky shots.
Hmm.
That you know, it works. It's nice enough. The gameplay stays fun. I don't think it's going to replace Mario Tennis Aces for me
Hmm.
as my favorite sports game in the Mario series,
Hmm.
but it's been pretty good.
That's cool.
Beyond that, I mostly only played a lot of Tetris Effect. I got sucked back into Tetris Effect.
It's so easy to get sucked into any Tetris.
It's so good.
Tetris Effect
It's
is
so
like
good.
the best in show of arguably the best game
Right.
of all time. It's
Yep.
it's
No,
incredible.
so like I said, did I say that? I don't know if I said that on the show or not on the show, but my girlfriend was visiting me last week, and she she works in music. She's a singer,
Mhm.
and like I decided to show a good music video game.
Hmm.
So I showed Tetris Effect, and I was just gonna show one level, and then we played the entire game from start to finish in one evening, and then
As you do.
I played it
As
for like 6 days straight after. So
so that happened to me with okay. So like I had a similar thing happen to me last week. Obviously,
okay,
my nephews and nieces were over. So between work and dealing with them, literally in between like things that I had to do for work, I was exhausted at the end of the day, and I didn't feel like playing anything that was intense. So I
right.
went on the Xbox and I wanted to check out if there was a relaxing game, and I found a game called House Flipper, and it's what it sounds like. You get a
Yep.
piece of crap house,
Oh,
and you
give give me 1 second. Somebody's knocking on my
oh
door.
no.
Just keep just entertain people.
All right,
Say a pun.
all right. I'll say you can't just you have to set me up for a pun. You can't just say a pun. How does that work? Anyway, I'm gonna tell my house flipper story, whether Rami wants to hear it or not. So yeah, I you buy a house or you get a house, and the house is a total mess, and you fix it up and you clean it and you do what you have to do. And then afterwards, you sell that house and you buy another house that's a mess, but slightly bigger one. And you have chores and tasks. So you move this thing neatly.
I just got back to you saying there's chores and tasks, and I don't know how this pun went, but
I'm talking about House Flipper, the game, and it's
oh,
basic.
the game. Yes.
Yes, it's basically a house that you have to fix up, and once you fix it up, you sell it, or you get money depending on if it's yours or not. But you
I
sell it and
mean,
buy a
it's
bigger house.
so good that there are games being made about these power fantasies, like buying a
Like buying
house,
a house, right?
just
Like
buying a house,
something that's so difficult to do in this day and age.
just impossible to do in real
Yeah,
life.
that's the thing. I could see why someone would really enjoy this game. It's well crafted and well made. It felt like more work
Hmm.
for me. So I did
Right.
like three houses. I think one of them was a tiny shack. The other was a garage. I followed the story progression, and then I'm like, no, this is not relaxing me. It's actually just reminding me of all the work I have to do in my own house. So I moved on, but like I went back to my comfort food game, which is Slay the Spire,
Hmm.
which is the game I play without really thinking. Uh, like I've had many over the years, but my for the last consistently for the last few years, it's been Slay the Spire, and I did a lot of
Yeah.
that. There is one more game I wanted to talk about though. Before my nieces and nephews came over, is I played this game called Naraka Blade Point. Have you heard of it?
No.
So it's a Chinese made um, battle royale fighting game. I'm not.
This sounds good.
Yes, yes, it is. So I'm not too big on battle royales. I play a lot of them, like sampling them because I want to see how they're mechanically different to get good ideas. I don't play them for a very
Hmm.
long time. It's not for me, and that's okay. But I've sampled a lot of them. However, I love fighting games, and I was really intrigued because like there's a lot of Chinese games that get made that are high budget, not many that we have access to play. That's
Hmm.
just or that are marketed to us or that anything like that. So I was very very curious on both those fronts. So I picked it up and I went through the tutorial and I'm like, oh wow, it's an actually really deep combat system, like surprisingly deep. There's a lot going on, a lot to learn.
But
But
like good deep.
yes, like good deep. Like there's really a lot of different moves from the different characters that interact with each other. There's mobility. Like it's like taking Soul Calibur but adding running around to it. It really felt like that. It
Wow.
reminded me of the game I worked on for Honor in a lot of ways.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like, I love the combat. I was really really
Yeah.
happy with it in the tutorial, and then you have to do the qualifying matches. And I jumped into the first qualifying match. 100 people logged in. You could see their names when you hit the menu button.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I started like just running around, as you do in a battle royale, running away from the fog, whatever it is, and
Right.
towards any players that you see. And I saw the first player, and I destroyed them, like really beat them easily. Then I saw another player. That player ran away from me, chased them for a while till someone else ambushed me. I killed them, and then that other player came back, and I fought them, and I killed them too. And then like I'm making my way to the center of the map, or away from the fog where I'm guessing the center of the map is. And I guess I got there early because I didn't have to move at that point. And player after player was showing up, and I was dueling them on the spot. And I won. It was 100-person match, my first time playing, and I won. And I was ecstatic. And not only did I win, I demolished everyone. Like I had the
Right.
highest damage, I had the most kills. I was doing exceptionally well. So well that I took a few pictures of like the reward screens, and I went on Twitter and I said,
Right.
I played my first game of Naraka Blade Point and I won. And then my friend Nick, who's a game designer, linked an article that said that Naraka Blade Point's first game that you play is against bots, but they don't tell you.
Bots. Yep. 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 Congrats. You beat the bots.
Completely demolished my. It did not feel good to read that article at all. And I'm like, yes, all the years of fighting game practice is finally paying off. I am
Finally paid off.
and no. So
Anyway, so how did your second game go?
I still won the second game, and I'm like, yeah, this is
Oh,
clearly bots. Like initially, when I played the first time, it really didn't feel like it. They were jumping on roofs and running away, and like they had
right.
it wasn't seek and destroy AI, right? It was more
Right.
complex, but I wasn't looking for it, right? So in the second game, when I played, I noticed
Yeah.
the leashing, right? I'd walk
Yep.
forward, they'd walk back, I'd walk back. Instantly, they change directions, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see the
Yep.
AI now.
Aww.
Yeah. So I actually never like maybe it was mixed in with real players. I couldn't tell. I played another match and that felt like AIs too, and I stopped playing. I'm like, I don't know how many of these
Right.
I have to play with AI before you
Right.
let me play with real players, but I wasn't interested in
Yeah.
continuing.
So,
But otherwise, it is solid. If I had the patience to keep
okay.
going, like the combat itself is really, really good. I might go back to it just to maybe play one a day or something until I get to real
Right.
players. But there's no
Yeah.
indication of they even have fake user ID names.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it really,
Mm-hmm.
really, really like. There's no way for me to know if it's a mix, if it's like
Right.
nothing.
Yeah. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. It's an interesting way of letting people lean into the game.
Yes. Yeah. I
Just a little disappointing when you realize that
I'm a fan of choice.
you beat bots.
Yeah, I'm a fan of choice.
Yeah.
Let me have like League of Legends is a good example of a game that just says, "Hey, you want to do co-op versus AI?
Right.
That's an
Yeah.
option. You can do that forever if you
Yeah.
want." Like I'm a fan of like letting
Mm-hmm.
people choose for themselves because like
Right.
they wouldn't have lost me early as a player. They haven't lost me completely
Yep.
yet, but my interest definitely took a nosedive when I noticed, right?
Right.
Or when was.
Oh, speaking of interest taking a nosedive, I watched The Secrets of Dumbledore.
I thought you were going to talk about flying, and I was concerned. A nosedive. Oh
Nope. Nope.
no!
Nope. Nope.
Yep. So no
Yeah.
could be
No,
said
that.
about the movie as well, too. Not just the flying.
Yep. No, it is just it is remarkable because I was watching it
Yeah.
and you know what? That movie's really well acted. Everybody's bringing their A game. Jude Law is bringing the A game. Matt Mikkelsen's bringing A game. Everybody's bringing their A game.
But
It's bad. It's just a bad movie. It's not even a terrible movie. It's like very heavy with its analogy and its metaphor. It's basically a movie about election fraud, which is spectacular because like everything in the magic world, there's no sensible democratic system.
Mm.
It's just like we all vote and then we have an animal pick. So
Of course,
um,
as you
yeah,
do.
yeah. So just the entire movie is just like, and it's a little weird because it's the kind of thing where the movie tries to create sort of like an interesting plot
Mm.
that allows the Dumbledore character to sort of seem smart,
Mm.
while while Newt, the main character, basically gets sent on like increasingly perilous journeys
Mm.
to do the things.
Mm.
Um, but is that kind of movie where the plan just kind of doesn't make sense?
Mm.
So you're just kind of watching the plan, being like, "This is never gonna work," and then it works, and you're like, "This never should have worked." So for the entire movie, you're just kind of like, okay, I guess,
Yeah.
I guess I guess that's a thing we could do. Okay, let's. I basically had the choice between the Batman and Secrets of Dumbledore, and I feel like
You
I chose
you
poorly.
chose poorly. The Batman like had a lot of really good things going for it, and I think you should watch the Batman.
Well,
It
I
might not
guess
be
I'll
for
watch it
everyone.
tonight.
It's a very dark take on the Batman, and I know how that turns some people off, and that's fair. But
Uh,
it's probably the best version of the Riddler that I've seen.
right.
Um,
All right. No, I'll just go watch it mostly because after the Secrets of Dumbledore, I could watch like a newspaper. I could watch a newspaper get stuck in mud and be more entertained than the
oh.
Secrets of Dumbledore.
So actually, I can segue into saying that I watched a game. So before I said
What
I
movie?
played a movie.
What movie is it? Is it? Oh, it's the Nathan Drake.
Yes, it's well. You're 2 for 2 today. I'm very impressed.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So I watched Uncharted, and
And
it was a movie. It definitely was a movie.
so it was not a video game.
It was not a video game. Not this time. It was
Wow.
actually a movie. Um,
Uh huh.
so I think the casting did the movie a big disservice, and I say this as a big Tom Holland fan,
Yeah.
because I didn't feel like I was watching Nathan Drake at any point the entire
No.
time. It's not. I didn't even feel like I was watching Tom Holland. I felt like I was watching Peter Parker the
Yeah.
entire
Yep.
time,
Exactly.
because I've seen
Yep.
Tom Holland give interviews with his British accent,
Yep.
but his he really was in personality, in character, in
Yep.
everything. He was identical to Peter Parker.
Yep.
I just couldn't
Yep.
unsee it. And
I had the same problem.
Mark Wahlberg was Mark Wahlberg. I kept forgetting he was supposed to be Sully. There's nothing about him that
Yep.
felt Sully at all.
Yep. Yep.
The casting was not a big miss, and I think that did the entire movie a big disservice. Otherwise, the movie itself wasn't that interesting.
Right.
It's like honestly, a lot of times the plot of a video game serves a specific purpose, and it's to get you from one really cool moment or one really
Thing.
yeah like event or whatever to another. And here it felt like it was just like, we need to do a thing in this area. What do you want to do? And now we want to do it. Like it just like it felt like it was just moving from one cinematic moment to the next. That's it.
Right.
Everything else was to justify moving from this cool looking thing to the other cool looking thing. And in a game, you could get away with that because the in between can be filled with interesting, fun mechanical stuff and just give you enough motivation to keep going. In a movie, you need more, and it didn't have more. So was I entertained? Yeah, actually, I kind of was.
It,
It wasn't like
it's a pretty solid 7 out of 10, isn't it?
yeah,
Nah, like a 6.5 out of 10.
yeah, exactly. Will I ever watch it again? No, no. Will I
No,
recommend it to
please no.
others? Maybe to watch in the background
Also no.
while you're doing something else, because it's like it didn't keep my attention beyond that.
But is it a good movie?
No,
Also no.
also no, it's not.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It's that meme format. Was it a good movie? No. Would I recommend it to people?
No.
No. Yeah. Would I watch it again though?
No,
Absolutely
absolutely
no.
not.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
very,
Yep.
it wasn't remarkable. Let's just put it that way.
Right. Speaking of remarkable,
Okay.
I bought a new gadget.
Wow. What did you buy?
It's called the Remarkable.
You can't make this up. For real?
No, yeah, for real. It's actually called the Remarkable 2.
Interesting. So there was a
Yep.
remarkable one,
Yep.
and I haven't heard of
I
either.
actually bought it on recommendation from an independent developer, Adam Saltzman.
Oh, I know Adam.
Yeah, Adam uses it for little sketches and doodles, and basically it is a drawing tablet that is only good at being a drawing tablet. It can't do anything else.
Hmm.
So it's not connected to. I mean, it connect to the internet, but you can't browse on it.
Mhm.
There's no Twitter. There's no anything. All you can do is write, draw, and use text recognition to turn your written notes into text notes.
So the connection to the internet, I presume, is to upload it to like Google Drive or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, to the servers, and then you can immediately access it on your phone. You can even screen share from the device
Okay.
via the app, so you can draw and other people can see what you're drawing.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Two things that are remarkable about it. It's an e-ink screen, so the battery life is 4 million decennia or something. I don't know. I literally have not emptied that thing yet.
Wow.
The second thing that I really love about it is it. I just don't know how they did it. It feels and sounds like drawing on paper.
Okay.
It has
Sounds.
that sort of like it's even sounds like drawing on paper, and it's not coming from a speaker. It's actually the material touching the other material. It just sounds like
Wow.
paper.
Okay, that's
So
cool because that's the thing that I'm missing usually with these tablets is that that tactile feeling
yep,
of writing, right?
100% nailed it.
Wow.
And there's different writing tools, so you can use a pencil, and the pencil feels like a pencil.
Hmm.
Like putting more pressure makes it thicker, putting it under an angle makes it wider. But it also like spreads out where the pencil like particles go on the paper.
Hmm.
Like they really nailed it. Fine liner, there's a calligraphy pen, there's ballpoints, there's markers, there's highlighters, there's everything. You can upload new templates, so I uploaded a bunch of my aviation templates to it. Um, it's an incredibly well made device. Um, yeah, I love it. It's one of my two gadgets that I bought in the last 2 weeks. The other one is really cool. It's a battery pack
Hmm.
with a solar panel on it.
Wait. Okay, and
Yeah,
it does what? It
it
battery.
charges the battery with sun.
Okay, it charges its own battery.
It charges its own battery with the sun, and then the battery can be used to charge USB
Okay,
devices.
that's the part I was missing because I'm like,
Right,
otherwise it's completely useless if all it does is charge its own
right.
battery. All right, that's cool.
Anyway, yeah, because I spend a lot of time in airplanes, and
Yeah.
one of the things I've recognized is that you just don't want your iPad or whatever critical device you have to run out of battery.
No, you do not.
So now I just always have a battery with me that is charged,
Mhm.
and even if it's not fully charged, I can get some charge in it by just setting it out in the sun when I realize my iPad is about to die.
Mm, that's really cool. I wanted to ask
Yeah,
you a couple of more questions about the remarkable. 'Cause I looked it up. I'm looking at the pictures.
yeah.
I'm very interested. I really like. It's thin. It looks really good.
It's beautiful. It's so good. It is. It is. I cannot imagine existing without that thing at the moment.
Wow. I want it for all my note
Like,
taking.
yeah, that's what I'm doing in it. I'm note taking. I'm drawing design notes. My studies for my theory exams, like all of it, is just it's all going into the remarkable.
So, how good is the text detection? Like the conversion into text?
I mean, I wrote down a recipe that I was coming up with the other day. Um, Somebody mentioned that they wanted a lemon spaghetti, a lemony spaghetti, and I just sort of like came up with something on the fly and just wrote it down in my handwriting, and then used text to handwriting to text, and it was flawless.
That is amazing. Okay, this I'm
Hmm.
intrigued. It might be something in the horizon, but right now I can't justify the cost because I got an email for a thing, an email that I was anticipating for a really long time for a
Hmm.
device that I was waiting for and purchased, and now I'm waiting for it to be delivered. Can you guess what it is?
What is it?
It's
No,
it starts with an S and ends with a Team Deck. No
I
guesses?
have no idea. No idea. This is a tough one. I like the game as a movie, and the movie as a game that was straightforward,
this,
but
this
this,
is all just riddles all day.
is it some sort of is it like Zoom?
It's a Steam Deck, yeah, Rami. I'm so
Oh,
disappointed in you. What happened? You
oh.
got all my
I
other
thought team.
riddles.
I thought maybe it was like Sega Team Deck, and it was like a Zoom competitor.
I like it. Good guess. Good guess.
Sony Team Deck.
Yeah, so I finally got that email that they have it,
Nice.
but they didn't give me an ETA for the delivery. So I'm really hoping they don't try
Oh,
to deliver it when
uh,
I'm in the chalet. So we'll see what happens.
my Steam Deck came like 2 or 3 days after I got the mail.
I got the mail on Friday, which is a holiday in Canada, and then Monday was a holiday in the States, which is I assume where it's coming from. So, and I travel tomorrow, so I'm not. Yeah,
Well, inshallah khair.
inshallah. Khair. Most likely, it's going to be the go pick it up from the depot, or worst case
Hmm.
scenario, we sent it back to sender, and then it's a big mess. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. I would have loved to have
Yep.
it for the chalet.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, the first thing I did is install Windows and Destiny on it, so I'm not really using it as a Steam Deck. I'm using it as a portable Destiny device.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about the screen thing. Your screen, your first Steam Deck had an unfortunate
Yeah.
mishap.
If you if you travel, please put a travel case around it.
Okay, so that's the advice. It's mostly for traveling,
Yeah.
not for day to day. That's okay.
Yeah, no, get a Steam Deck pouch.
Do you think it's powerful enough
Because
for game dev? Do you think I could use it as a computer and like install a game
I
engine?
mean, I played Flight Simulator on it,
Okay, that's a yes. Okay, so this is.
so yeah, I 100% think you could do that. If you're gonna get a pouch, let me recommend the one from Waterfield Designs.
Mhm.
They do really good carrying cases for a lot of gaming equipment, including the Switch, but they are literally the best cases.
Okay, I'm looking them up
Um,
right now.
and with that one, I've thrown that thing in my bag and never worried about it.
Amazing. Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I have a few international trips in my future for this year, and
Yeah,
I'm super excited about swapping out my Switch with the Steam Deck for at least some of them.
I. It's funny because I'm now traveling with both.
I can't. I can't do. I've seen you travel with your Switch and your PS5. Was it a PS5 or 4? I don't remember. It was one of
No, that
those.
was back in the PS4
If it
days.
was
Yeah,
PS4, yeah, that. So
yeah,
like, I can't do that. I
yeah.
pick one thing at a time, and even that.
Right.
Last time, I didn't even take a thing with me because one of my friends was at GDC was going to give me her old PS Vita because I've never owned a PS Vita, and
Oh my
so
gosh.
so I knew I was going to be traveling back with a thing, so I didn't even take a thing with me. And then another one of
Yeah,
my
no, I
friends
can't do that.
lent me like 12 PS Vita games, which reminds me I should play a PS Vita game.
Yeah, go play some Gravity Rush.
Yeah,
It's
I
good.
had like basically Gravity Rush is one of the ones that he lent me, but I think I'm going to start with is it Tearaway? Is that what it's called? The one from
Yeah,
Media
Tearaway
Molecule.
is also nice. Tearaway is, I mean, it's very media molecule. It's nice.
Cool. Yeah, apparently it's short and sweet, so maybe that's a good
Yep.
starting point.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just never had a Vita and feel
Yep.
like catching up on that.
No, I brought both the Steam Deck and my Switch. The Steam Deck for Destiny,
Yep.
and the Switch to play Neon White, which I haven't had an opportunity to play yet.
That was recommended to me just yesterday as a game that I would
Yep.
specifically love.
I mean, yep. It's Ben. I have it. And Ben has done some pretty weird games, but this is Ben Esposito doing a game that I might like. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, I've always appreciated his previous work, but
I like Donut
this
County.
is I appreciated ish Donut County.
Oh, really? No.
Like I played and I was like, yeah, okay, this is clever, but like, yeah, I don't know. It didn't really land for me.
Okay, for me it was kind of similar but not the same. It landed hard at first, and then I had my fill after a few levels. But like initially, I'm
Right.
like, "Wow, this is so clever! I can't wait to see, what there is more to this." And the
Yeah.
narrative parts were not that interesting, and then mechanically, I'm like, "Oh, there really isn't much more to this."
No, there's not much you can do with it.
Yeah,
I feel.
yeah. It
It's
was
just it.
a cool, clever concept that,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It instantly smart,
yeah,
and then after 10 minutes, you're like, okay, yeah, I see.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I played more than 10 minutes,
Uh,
but still,
I
I
mean,
enjoyed it.
I mean, I finished the game, but I just, I finished the game because Ben made it, and I appreciate Ben, and I want to see where it went. But it was good.
Yeah,
But Neon White looks exactly up my alley, so
yeah,
I'm very excited to play that one.
I am excited as well. It's on my list.
Yep.
Wow, I'm looking through the list of games Ben Esposito made. I didn't realize that these are all made by the same person. They look so different.
Oh yeah, very different kind of
He
games.
worked on What Remains of Edith Finch, one of my favorite games.
Yep.
What?
Hmm.
I didn't realize that was him. I am
I mean, he
shocked.
worked on it.
Yeah. I meant him as well, not him only. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I can't wait to see Neon White, first person puzzle game kind of shooter.
Yeah, puzzle shooter,
Yeah, cool.
which sounds really cool to me.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I think we're out of time. Both of us have things to go to. I have to go eat some pizza in Pisa.
Yep. And I have to go flip a house or something.
Go flip some houses. Go live that power fantasy.
Absolutely.
That good millennial power fantasy.
It's been a pleasure, Habibi, as always. I've missed this.
It.
I mean,
Yep.
we didn't
Yeah.
miss a week, so I didn't have a chance to miss it.
We never miss a week.
No.
We have never missed a single episode of the Habibis
Yes.
because every episode of the Habibis is inshallah.
Inshallah. And this one's a twofer.
Inshallah.
So the numbers are going to be
we
consistent anyway.
just we're gonna make it work.
Yes.
Or not.
Or
We'll
not.
see. Inshallah. Who knows? Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
sees? We'll see if we have time to fix it. For now, I'm just gonna play the outro.
All right, Habibi, take care.
You take care too. Salam.
Salam.
That was the Habibis podcast for this week. I was Rami Ismail, your host for this episode. You can find me on Twitter at @THA_Rami. My fellow Habibis were Osama Dorias, who you can find on Twitter at Osama Dorias, and Fauzi Mesmar, who you can find on Twitter at Fauzi Mesmar. Send us your questions, stories, and suggestions via info@thehabibis.com. The intro and outro music was provided by Malik Zubaila, and the logo was provided by Ibrahim Hamdi. The Habibis is a weekly podcast about 3 game developers drinking good Arab tea, with new episodes launching every Friday, inshallah. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcasting service or check out thehabibis.com for more information. Thank you for listening, and salam.